Hi. The name of the song is Prayin On My Knees, and it's set to Tupac Shakur's Starin Through My Rearview. So the first lyric, I'm going to be Hester, like her side of the story. That's why I got the big A. And then for the second part, I'm Chillingworth, so I got a stethoscope. Yeah. And for the third lyric, I'm Arthur Dinsdale, because he's a priest with a big old cross. And I'm in costume, so you should be able to tell, but just want to put that out there in case, you couldn't pick up on that. And I was going to have my animals be in it, but that was a little too complicated. And I thought Sammy would make a great Hester as she's licking her butt. That's a nice picture. She's kind of feisty, and like Hester is in the story.
Sammy, are you going to be shy now?
We're going to let Sammy be. And I thought Shaggy would make a good Dinsdale, because he's kind of gorgeous, and you could see why Hester might, be with him. And he likes his raccoon anyway. He's a good dude, okay? And then I thought Hopi, my old cat, could be Chillingworth, because she's kind of gray and stuff, and she's kind of mean, like, she bites me a lot, but that's okay. But I think she would have made a good Chillingworth, except that she's a girl. If she was a guy, that would have been better. But they couldn't be in it, so hopefully it's okay that I'm in it. And Sammy is still licking her butt, if anybody wants to see. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And, yeah, this is all about the Scarlet Letter. Okay. All I was looking for was some love. Couldn't get it from my husband, so I searched above. But you see, God wasn't there. Instead, it was a priest who fathered my heir. That's when my life became complicated. Had to stand on the scaffold and be humiliated. Ever since that moment, I've been jaded. Loving and hate my child at the same time. Forced every day to relive my crime. This A will always display my shame. Because of it, everyone knows my name. My pearl is obsessed with the letter. This life is so miserable. Will it ever get better? I'm not the only one suffering from the guilt. The reverend soul every day seems to wilt. Under the care of my husband. Because he's so full of hatred, no more loving. But still, I can't believe Dinsdale hasn't sought her. I may be a sinner, but I've been there for my daughter. Pearl may be an elf child, but what child there isn't a little wild? I hoped Arthur would come around that night, when we all three stood on the scaffold under the moonlight. But he was scared and didn't want to admit. It seems with sin there is no limit to the deception, deceit, and ultimate pain. If I keep living this life, I'll probably go insane. I had to come clean in the woods, revealing that Roger really wasn't good. That's when Arthur finally broke free and planned to run away with Pearl and me. But we would never be a family. Finally Arthur revealed his sin, but he would rise never again. He died in my arms with Pearl by his side. Finally at peace, no longer trying to hide. I'll just keep praying on my knees that God can hear my plea, because I still want to believe that salvation is possible to achieve. So for now I gotta keep the faith alive and just keep living, trying to survive. I'll just keep praying on my knees. Praying on my knees. I'm finally coming to the new land. I hope my wife will be happy to see her man. But wait, what's my wife doing up there with the baby in her arms with the same color hair? I'm so confused, all I can do is stare. But I swear, the man who did this will pay. No matter what, I'll find a way to learn his name and make him wish I never came. See, I can disguise myself real well, but what he don't know is I'll raise hell in his soul and in his mind, yet he's gonna believe I'm being really kind. All I need is an opportunity to solve this mystery. The minister is becoming very ill. He might be the one whose soul I'm seeking to kill. I've had my suspicions since day one, because I knew his illness was caused by a sin he'd done. One night he lay asleep in the chair, and I could see the Scarlet Letter burning there. Exhilaration flowed through my veins. Finally I knew the source of his pain, and I planned to hold it over his head forever. Arthur would escape me never. He will always be under my spell. And yes, I know my soul is condemned to hell. My heart gets blacker every day, and no amount I pray could save me from myself. The Scarlet Letter has turned me into the devil himself. Hester begged me to stop, but the minister's misery I couldn't drop. He planned to leave and start a new life, but I couldn't let him out of my sight. Without his suffering, I had no purpose. If Arthur was forgiven, then I was worthless. I tried to stop him from telling his secret, but he went ahead and left me with regret. To make matters worse, then he died, with me being the only person he despised. This whole time I thought he lived a lie, but it turns out it was me, so all I could do was cry. I'll just keep praying on my knees that God can hear my plea, because I still want to believe that salvation is possible to achieve. So for now, I gotta keep the faith alive and just keep living, trying to survive. I'll just keep praying on my knees. Praying on my knees. How did it get to this? How did it go from one little kiss to her holding a baby in front of the whole city? I'm filled with so many emotions, but mainly pity. Hester's going to be condemned for life, while I'm considered an angel from the light. I'm supposed to convince her to reveal the father, but it's me, so why even bother? I feel awful that she has to wear the A. Her and our child will suffer night and day. I should be a man and get up and stand right beside her. Instead, the city wants me to guide her? How can I do that if I'm the greatest sinner of all? I just wish the parishioners could hear my call. They should despise and hate me. Instead, they love and praise me. Until they know the truth, I'll never be free. That's why I punish myself every night. staring in the mirror, disgusted at the sight. But I'll never see clear. I can't put up a fight. I should just make myself known and stop Hester from living alone. I'm becoming sicker every day. The guilt is killing me in a way. Roger seems to be the only one who listens, but should I trust him? Is he really Christian? Then again, neither am I. Sometimes I just wish I could die and escape the never-ending pain that burns inside and causes me strain. It felt good to stand on the scaffold, but still the truth is never told. In the woods for the first time in years I felt good. My sin I just wanted to shout. That's why during the speech I let it out. Now everyone could see my A. Finally my guilt floated away. I've never felt more alive than when I lay there dying. Free at last from the sin, no more lying. Pearl was no longer scared because her daddy was right there. Roger will now suffer forever. I guess he wasn't so clever. And Hester could be free at last. Hope she lives for the future and forgets the past. One thing's for sure. As I took my last breath, sin was no more. All that was left was death. I'll just keep praying on my knees that God can hear my plea, because I still want to believe that salvation is possible to achieve. So for now I got to keep the faith alive and just keep living, trying to survive. I'll just keep praying on my knees. Praying on my knees. Praying on my knees. Praying on my knees.